I don't think anyone can argue against that. What we're seeing is a practical policy-led view of CBDCs, and every jurisdiction has different requirements. Some jurisdictions only want wholesale CBDCs, some want retail, and completely agree. The bank does not want consumers and businesses to call them and ask them about a payment delay or some issue. Central banks are just not geared up for that. HMG is not geared up for that, and that relationship always has to stay, with the banks and the consumer. From our recent experience on the practical sense, we're actually implementing the retail CBDC in Latin America for 12 countries, and this is really creating the Latin American dollar. It's a way to upgrade the financial infrastructure for these countries to 2022. Because most of them are using very old or antiquated methods of settlement and payment rails. Having digital assets really enables the growth of that economy and the cross-border flow of money and trade across those 12 countries initially, and then we're connecting that up to the US. So we've seen the practical benefit of a retail CBDC to the end user, to the end business, having access to real-time settlement, real-time money, and cross-border flows, which they never had a year or two ago. And the work that we're doing is actually going live in 2023 across Latin America. And our perspective is really, CBDCs are not here to completely turn the financial system upside down. They're here to complement and become an overlay on the existing system. So we will always have real-time payments. We'll always have faster payments and backs and card, and we have all the settlement with the central banks as we do today. But CBDCs give you the ability to do things in a different way, which we couldn't do before. Practically, if you remember, before cards existed, we used to carry checks around and travelers' checks and cash, and that's the way we actually made payments. And now you can carry a card around and you can make payments anywhere in the world, and it's the same process. So what we're going to see is a real evolution of money and the way we transact with money, but with built-in controls, with built-in fraud prevention, and the trust that consumers expect, because they will all expect to have the same resilience, security. I mean, this is national critical infrastructure as the government sees it, and CBDCs will complement and enhance that. And from our perspective, fraud has been an everlasting issue as an industry we've been trying to tackle. But having central bank digital currencies will really allow us to tackle fraud once and for all. And having these controls built in from a policy requirement, built into the technology, we can really eliminate the risk that consumers and businesses face.